Alright guys, this is it. Let's go introduce ourselves to Imshael, nice and proper like. I mean, we are his guests after all. And this keep, well, bar the Red Lyrium, this keep looks pretty enticing. I wouldn't mind having it for myself, to tell you the truth. I think Imshael probably has something to say about that. This is essentially the Red Templar base of operations here. I'm sure this demon Imshael playing a big part in directing things that people are doing. I don't even know if you call them people anymore. I'm really not sure what the hell this is, actually. Tell you what, this area really kind of took a step up in the difficulty, though. Really did. All right, let's see what Michelle has to say. Waiting for us at the door here.
Bad news, Herald. Your efforts to drive off the Red Templars have not gone unnoticed. Imshael knows we're here. He sent Red Templars after me, and a pack of Shades descends now upon Sarnia. The people are defenseless. I must return without delay. It's up to you to destroy Imshael.
Well, of course it is. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else, right? Those are sad splinters. Get enough of those, we can make a sad weapon, which is a banana stick. If it actually looks like a banana stick when you make it, that would be kind of hilarious, actually. Nothing like beating a dragon with a banana stick. And a cheese wheel. Interesting sense of humor these guys have. Actually, there's a set of armor too that you can find on the way to the Ferelden Frostback, and it's burnt armor. I mean, it's just garbage, and then it gives you like a minus 50% weakness to fire. Also, you know, so I mean, it's like totally counterproductive, and you find it like right before you get to the fire dragon. Anyone who has the balls to put on that set of armor, get their sad weapon and their cheese wheel, and go in there and beat the Ferelden Frostback, that would be awesome. And no, I'm not suggesting a challenge for myself. I don't know if I could pull that one off personally. Although I'm not saying I'm not going to try. It is a thought. Burnt armor, a cheese wheel, and a sad weapon, and a banana stick. Going dragon hunting. Oh, these guys with the shields have some health, don't they? Alright, we're level 18, so we're right here on par. I think this area is like 16 through 19 type of deal. And so we're right there where we're supposed to be. Trying to keep it under wraps. It's impossible to do everything in this game and not just over-level the crap out of yourself. If you explore every area and do even half the quests, what I've discovered, by the time you get to some areas, you'll be 4 or 5 levels over their max. You know, you'll be like 18, 19, whatever, and they're like 13, 14. And I was talking with somebody about that, how it'd be cool if they at least came out with a new game mode, so you could make it optional for yourself. Like, you don't just maybe do an update like this and just change the game on everybody. Some people would cry about it, you know, people who aren't looking for, you know, challenge. But make it an option, like an insanity mode, I don't know. And you might, even if you don't, like, change all the balancing, you know, like extra health and doing extra damage and taking less damage and what have you, maybe increase some resistances and even throw in immunities, like a fire dragon being immune to fire, not weak to it, but actually immune to it completely, which may be somewhat the case, but give all your enemies that same type of thing. Like in Dragon Age 2, hell, in Nightmare, you had like the Canary were immune to lightning. It just did nothing to them. All you would see is just, you know, immune pop up. You didn't even get a 0. It's nothing. And so, you know, stuff like that, throw that in there, okay? And take the level cap off the enemies. You can stop giving me XP. You can calculate the XP as you normally would on any given area. Like by the time I reach, you know, say 17 or something, if I go back to an area where you've put a cap of level 15 on the enemies, and they only give say 1 or 2 XP, right? Well, give me leveled enemies. Give me enemies my level, but still give me the level, you know, the 1 or 2 XP, if that's what you want to do. That's fine. You know, I don't really care about that. I mean, there's got to be a soft level cap in the game, because, you know, I can speak now in hindsight, having essentially finished the game, right? now just, you know, uploading the videos, that at some point you really run out of skills to pick. I mean, you can only get so many points before your character is full. You know, I mean, you could just throw skill points into just whatever. Yeah, oh, I don't have a rogue with me. Darn it. Yeah, I was gonna go fight Imshael with this party, but you know what? All right, so let me go back and get Sarah. Let's see what's in these cages. I mean, the best lock have the best loot, right? Isn't that what Sarah says at some point? But anyway, yeah, take off the XP cap, or take off the level cap and leave the XP cap in place. That's fine. If you've balanced the leveling in the game, then leave it like that. But if I go into an area at level 23, I want the enemies to be from 22 through 25, you know, and let them, you know, level like that accordingly. And I don't need to level any higher necessarily. I mean, it's always fun to level, but like I say, once you run out of skills to put points into, you know, it's just all fun then. You know, you've basically finished your build as far as your party and your character go. Now it's just time to just play. You know, and then they're going to introduce DLCs and stuff. There's going to be a point where you can go off and do a DLC and come back and, geez, if you want anything resembling a challenge, you're going to have to avoid about 50% of the maps in the game, or else you're going to be way over leveled for all of them. You just be walking through. And I mean, some people like the Uber God mode. I can walk over anything. I can one hit everything on the map. Oh look, I hit this boss 2 times barefisted and killed it, and you know, that type of thing. And that's, you know, I don't come from that school of thought. For me, I like there to be, you know, some kind of challenge. Nothing else to make challenges for myself. That was a big knock I had on Fallout 3. There was a point where you'd get up well into your levels long before the game was anywhere near over, because there's a lot to do if you choose to do it. I mean, you could just rush through the main story in, you know, in just a few hours type of deal. I mean, there's that, but if you're going to play the game, go exploring, see all the stuff there is to see, do side quests, meet all the funny NPCs, and, you know, explore, you know, play the game. Then if you wanted to put it on very hard, you got like 50% XP, which means you leveled literally 50% faster. And so you'd hit, you know, you'd be in your 20s, damn near level 30 before you know, even completed half the content the game had to offer. What was cool is New Vegas didn't have that, and I was kind of glad for that. I wish they had that option in Fallout 3 also, where you could crank the difficulty up all you want. You didn't earn more XP. You just, you know, you could make it as challenging for yourself as you wanted. Of course, they had the hardcore mode too, also, which would have been nice with Fallout 3. Hardcore mode would have been awesome. They had everything in place for it. They had the meds and the food and the water and what have you. But as it was, Fallout 3, if you found some Salisbury steak, you just did what with it? I mean, you might eat it for giggles. You didn't need it. If you needed to heal, you used stim packs. You didn't bother with drinking water because you never got thirsty. I mean, yeah, anyway, it was nice to give all that stuff a meaning and a purpose. But anyway, like I was saying about the XP, I wish there was some kind of option to not over level or let everything level up with me, you know? Well, he wasn't too bad once we got rid of all of his little foot soldiers and stuff. Then he had to drop something. There we go. Nice. All right, now I you know, honestly, off camera, I can say I do a lot of like looking around and exploring. When I got through this area, I was like, you know, I know I missed half of what was here. I did some looking too. Like this, for example, you know, where you can climb like tree limbs and stuff like that and get on these walls. And when I detected things, I went to go find them, but I have a feeling that there were a lot of hard to reach or tricky places here that I either just didn't discover or didn't even notice, you know. Hidden paths, like, you know, like there, a leaning tree, or maybe a broken wall in the next area where if you jump on it and work your way all the way back, you can get onto a wall in the previous area and maybe find a chest or something. I have no doubt that I missed a lot of that type of thing. I did do some exploring like this here, trying to get up on random ledges and walls and what have you. See, this was workable. And this is why I say I know I missed stuff, because I bothered to do this here, and look what I find. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just a sack with crafting materials or whatever, but still, it's something. So I imagine there was just a crap ton of these that I missed. Oh well. Anyway. Alright, now this, beginning of the video I mentioned a really, what I would call a cheap area. Okay, we got archers. We already know archers is bad news, just no matter how you look at it, right? Especially for me. Not so much for my followers, but mainly for my main character, because it seems like archers just two-shot you. And I guess I don't have probably the best gear right now. I mean, it's doable. This axe is kind of cool, I guess. A little glowing on it, I think, is the cleansing rune, which means it does extra damage to Darkspawn and Red Templars. It's interesting that they put Red Templars and Darkspawn in the same category, meaning the same condition that they share is affected by this cleansing rune. So they're both corrupt, Red Lyrium being akin to or similar to Darkspawn corruption and the cause of it and whatever. Ah, these archers. Oh, wow. Oh, are you protecting your homeboy there? Okay. Let's take that. A little lag for good measure. Okay, archers first. I don't care about this giant. I don't care about these champions. I don't care about anything except these friggin' archers. And wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to drink the last potion here. We're probably gonna have to re-up on materials at some point. About time. Good riddance. I can honestly say I hate them, and I'm glad to see them die. I can honestly say I hate archers. I really do. You're gonna hear me complain about assassins in Dragon Age 2, I promise. At some point, I'm gonna lose my patience, and I'll be like, "Damn it! Damn you all! Damn you all to oblivion and hell and everywhere else! I wish all bad things upon you." They're my like arch nemesis. Mages in Origins too, pretty much. Although I didn't spend too much time cussing them, I didn't have too much of a problem. At least you have Mana Clash in Origins for your mages to deal with other mages. Okay, now this guy. Getting all those minions out of the way was kind of cheap, but okay, that's fine. That's just a particular challenge. How do you handle a mob made up of just about everything? Well, I'm kind of glad there weren't any mages in there. There wouldn't be with Red Templars anyway, but I guess I'm glad they weren't throwing their fire mines around to try to dodge at the same time. That was a good thing. And I can trust Vivian to revive every time she gets the chance. So, alright, this giant... We took the first giant down, you know, I don't want to say easily, but it was okay. It didn't take too long, right? Okay, now, if somebody wants to pull a stopwatch, time, how long I have to hack away at this big old beast before he finally goes down. This is ridiculous. I included this whole thing just to show you how, honestly, annoyingly frustrating it was. Alright, so I drank Mighty Health Potion. I'm gonna get in here and do work, right? While he's down. Yeah, I'm just gonna hack away and show him who's boss. And honestly, I see a number here and there, but for the most part, I think he's glitched. This may be a bug just for me. This guy honestly may not be any harder than the first giant. It's just a little burp in my game or something possible. But I'm not doing anything different than I did with the first giant. But you know, I'll tell you what. If you throw a boss level enemy at me and make it to where he can't die, at some point I'll make a mistake. At some point I'll die. I mean, that's why I say it's kind of cheap. If that's your version of making a game hard, is just to make the boss invincible until you die, then okay, that's cheating. That's not challenge. That's cheating. That's different. Hard is one thing, but being cheap, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, I'm accusing the game of being cheap right here. Although it may just be a glitch. This giant probably should have been dead a long time ago, and just something happened. I don't know. I mean, I'm being all super evasive, ninja rolling and flipping around and thinking I'm a badass and this and that. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, really? My skills are not being rewarded. Getting nothing from this guy. He just won't die. He just won't. Okay, now, I mean, I finally die, sure. Eventually. Okay, so let's see how long we have to hack away at him still. I just, out of curiosity. Alright, so we had to knock him down twice. I understand he may be a boss level giant, but can anyone say over the top? Like, unnecessary? Ridiculous? I could revive my character right now, too, with Vivian, but we're just gonna sit here and fling fireballs at him for a minute and see what's up with this guy. Alright, so he gets up again. Make sure Cassandra stays on her feet. Finally! Alright, well, he was worth 25 million XP, so, I mean, I guess there was something to him being, I guess, a boss of some kind, but, yeah, that was over the top. Anywho. Sarah was kind of useless up here. When other archers are involved, like I said, has a bad effect on her. I'm not going to go rushing in here, though. I see a captain first thing. I really don't know what else is going on. I'll tell you what, suck on those bees. Take that captain out early. I'll take you out, too. Got something for your little sisters as well. Alright, so, okay, so the Red Templars essentially get two kinds of archers. Really, I mean, if you look at it, like, you got those guys that freak out and do the AoE lightning spirit weird thingy that they do, just dripping death, right? These guys. But they can shoot those lasers out of their hands, too. Or spirit icicles, or Red Templar poop, or whatever it is that they're shooting at you. And then you have the archers themselves shooting arrows at you. That's it's not fair. I think each kind of enemy should only have their own version of a class, not 2 or 3 different versions of it. And then I guess what, they're behemoths or giants, right? Is that what... I think that's... Those cages back there, I think those were like failed experiments. Remember when I went and got Sarah to open up those locks and didn't find anything? But they had those carcasses in there, those, I guess, mutants or experiment failures or whatever. But I guess that's what they do with giants once they corrupt them with Red Lyrium. Or try to use them as soil, I guess, to grow their the Red Lyrium or something? I don't know, I guess, but anyway, whatever. Okay, now this is a, kind of a, I guess say, hidden path, secret path to this chest up here.
I would prefer not to linger in its presence.
Okay, I need to get that out of the way. Get out of my way, there we go. Alright, this is kind of hard because, where you see yourself stepping isn't exactly where you're stepping. It's kind of easy to sort of get tripped up on a ledge, and it'll throw you off instead of letting you jump. But there is a way to do it. Anyway, we need to get across over there, and you have to essentially come down here to the end, and then make the short jump across. Right? Shorter, but it's getting off this ledge. You can't quite make that gap. You have to jump off the wood here. And yeah, it didn't let me jump. Okay. That's cool, because I forgot all these codexes down here. Anyway. Alright, so the leader of these guys is sitting here talking to these guys. That was a note left by him. They're basically telling him, hey, everyone says you're a demon. And he's like, oh, I'm hurt. My poor sensitive feelings. And here's a note. I was in Kirkwall when Meredith died. Right? But yet they're taking Red Lyrium anyway. So there's no excuse. Anyway, so I did finally manage to get up here to this chest. And of course it's garbage. But that's fine. That's fine. Just showing you guys. Maybe it'll give you guys something worth having. I don't think that's a tier 3 chest anyway. So probably not worth getting. But it was there. It was free. And it's mine. That's how I look at it. Alright, we're getting closer to the main area. Wonder if we have any more gauntlets to run, any more ambushes. Yeah, we do. Yeah, this looks suspiciously like an ambush area. It is. Alright. So, having learned my lesson to go ahead and take a readout. Don't just charge in like Mr. Badass. Oh, these guys. Okay. These are as bad as the assassins in Dragon Age 2. The other assassins I've seen, not so much. Garbage. But these guys, if they trip you up in that triple hit thingy they do with their sword arms, it's over. I believe it's just an instant kill to just about everybody, unless you're heavily barriered and guarded and all that. But the damage they do, maybe it's automatic criticals is why they pull off so much per hit or something. But if they catch you in one salvo of a full 3 hits, I haven't survived one. And they're pretty nasty. But I can get over here and deal with some of these. Well, I was gonna say I could deal with some of these solo guys, but not like that. I'm not. Now the AOE energy that they let off is overpowered also. Okay, so they've got the only assassins that are really effective. They've got 2 different versions of archers. They've got these guys that are not just another version of an archer, but they can also do this AOE crap around them that it doesn't seem to affect my followers much at all, but it destroys me almost instantly. I can't stand next to these guys for 2 seconds without losing the full barrier and all my health. Well, actually, barrier is kind of effective against that, but still. I could be fully guarded and have full health and be dead almost instantly next to these dudes. We have this behemoth guy. I guess this is a giant. This is their version of a giant. They're not so bad. I mean, yeah, they hit kind of hard, but they're kind of easy to avoid. And actually, a warrior can block. And that AoE stuff they're doing is just... oh, it's ridiculous. It's annoying. Trying to rush through here, I did run into more trouble here than I have in other areas previously. Like I say, I'm not under-leveled. I'm leveled with these guys, to be fair. It's just they've got this right combination of challenges here, right setup of enemies to really test you. And yeah, well, came up a little short in a lot of ways. I'll tell you what, when we go actually fight Imshael, I got something to say to that dude. A thing or 3 to pass along. Let him know just how I feel about all this Red Templar nonsense. Yeah, I got knocked out a few too many times. I'll make somebody pay for it. It's cool how you can destroy parts of the environment here. And as long as you're worried about Sandra over there, she can take it. And I'm just gonna pound away at your backside. Oh wait, that didn't sound right. What's up? Yeah, anyway. Okay, this guy's damn near indestructible too. Okay, hit him. He's out of health and I hit him for oh, he's not even near out of health, is he? Wow. This is so bad. Well, if nothing else, we get to show my team mechanics at work here. Vivian doing her thing when she's supposed to. Like I said, I don't ask her to do too much, but I do ask her to do what she's supposed to do when she's supposed to do it, and she never fails. I can say that. I'm not sure how much health this guy has. Got another kind of glitched version of something. Can't believe he had 700, 800,000 hit points. I'm just finding that hard to believe. Maybe so. Maybe it's designed to be like that. It's a good thing we got rid of all of his minions first, though, because if they'd have been sitting there sniping away at us and running around with their AoE spirit electricity thing going on, we'd have been out of there a long time ago. Here he is. Yeah, I got something to say to you, buddy. Your mom.
The hero arrives. But is it hero or murderer? It's so hard to tell.
You're the demon called Imshael.
Ahem. Choice spirit.
Maker, give us strength.
Wait. These are your friends? They're very violent. It's worrying. True to my name, I will show you that you have a choice. It doesn't always have to end in blood.
No, you die, demon.
Alpha. Choice spirit. If you won't be smart, be afraid.
Alright, so he gets change forms, and that seems to be a running theme. The demons that are controlling others, alright, that are running things, can change forms. Okay? And you know, it's a good thing we're doing this video right now, because I just got done editing an Origins video where we met a demon called Gax King. Okay? He's kind of like an optional side boss back in the back alleys of Denerim. Okay, now he is a demon that can change forms, and he makes a mention of the Tower of the Soul. Right? He is a shape-shifting demon, and what he can do is essentially influence and direct people and so on and so forth. All right? Yeah, this guy directing the Red Templars, he can change shapes. He's going to change into a few different forms during this fight. Okay, and he's directing them. And once again, I'm going to point at Loghain, right? What just came out of his mouth? He called us a murderer. You look at what he's doing here, right? But how to make yourself innocent? Well, throw your crimes on somebody else, and then create confusion, and then I guess you somehow get lost in the middle, because that's how the criminal mind thinks. All right, so first thing out of his mouth is the first thing Loghain says when you get to the estate in Denerim. He comes up, and Earl Eamon, who he himself poisoned, right, and had been laying sick on his deathbed through the whole beginning of the Blight, first thing out of Loghain's mouth is, you caused all this. You divided Ferelden, you started a civil war, and basically, he admits all of his crimes and says Earl Eamon did it all, while he was, of course, poisoned on his deathbed, right? But just for example, how that kind of thinking works, that is the first thing out of this demon's mouth, is accusing you of what he himself has been doing. That's all he's been doing here is murder. So anyway, just a thought. And what this guy is basically a version of the demons we see in the game on steroids. Each individual form, kind of similar to the Fade demon in Origins. You know, when you do the Circle Tower part, he transforms into, you know, a trumped up version of all the minor demons or even major demons that you see in the game. A huge ogre, a huge let's see, oh, the last one, the arcane horror form that he takes, his AoE is ridiculous. He like covers the whole island with the blizzard, and that usually wipes the party. Nothing else gets you, that usually does. Let's use barrier. I could probably switch to Vivian and hit him with the spell. So that's cool. I mean, we're rolling fine. No one's really taking any hell of a damage, just taking a while to kill him. Let's see how much Dispel actually... it took away a chunk of it. Some, not all, but some. Actually, there's something in Cassandra's Templar tree that would probably be even more effective against that barrier, honestly. That's cool. I think we're good. So I guess you have to literally, I mean, fully, completely beat each one of his forms, like all the way down to nothing. Most of these guys, you get them down to, like, say, 3/4 and they switch, then you get them down to half and they switch to something else, and what have you. This all comes out the same, you know. Kick his ass one way or another, right? And this is why you build Cassandra to be a tank. This demon is not worried about anybody else, and shouldn't be. She should be spamming the crap out of Warcry and Challenge to keep her guard up and keep his attention on her. Right? Vivian keeps barrier on her, and the rest of us can do work. These guys used to scare me, not so much anymore. I can deal with guard a little better than I can deal with barrier. It really comes down to stats. Notice I'm doing a couple extra 100 points of damage in general. I believe strength gives you bonus damage against guard. Your magic stat gives you bonus damage against barriers. And that's about it. I don't think there's a stat that gives you a bonus against armor in and of itself. That's something you actually have to build into your equipment. But anyway, I do a little more damage against this guy than I would against the barriers of that stupid whatchamacallit. Rage demon. As long as I can stay out from in front of him, that's where his attacks are. So these guys really, as long as Cassandra can hold his hate, you've got a good radius behind him to deal with this guy. Sometimes if you hit him hard enough, he gets confused like that. And we'll walk around the circle real quick, getting some freebies on him. You're not going to mess with Vivian much. She's a little tanky herself. As long as we're all in here like this, she can keep barrier on just about everybody. Everybody that matters. Sarah's back there just laying down her steady dish of arrows. And that's all good. Let's see if I can do a little more damage. Start stacking some stuff. Stack the Mighty Offense. Stack Ring of Pain. Sitting here in this ring that Cassandra's laid down. So getting some decent buffs. Cassandra's just a beast, isn't she? She really is. She's a badass. She's not gonna let... That demon wanted to turn around. I think he was after Sarah. I think Sarah finally hit him hard enough. And Cassandra's like, oh no. She yelled at him real loud. Talked about his mom, grandma, his cousins, anybody and everybody. Till he turned back to her. I love seeing party mechanics at work. I love seeing it work the way it's supposed to. That's cool. That's rewarding to me. That makes the game fun to me. It's when you're like, all right, how can I have these guys do this and that person do that and this person do this and how can all that work together? And then when you actually see it come to life and actually happen, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. When you orchestrate it and it turns out right, it's kind of like writing a song and then it actually sounds good when you play it.
Perfect place for an ambush.
All right, got the sweetness here. Cole gets the amulet? Really? I wonder if that's random. That's not a bad shield, though. It's actually a really nice shield for, at least for now. Pretty cool. I guess Cole gets it because it's a demon we beat or something. I guess they spread them out. There's probably a certain set number of amulets for each follower, you know. You know, some of those amulets come from missions at the war table and stuff. Oh, there it is. I'm about to say. All right. I'm not a big fan of the way this axe looks, but it's decent. Its base damage is all right anyway. One thing I haven't found, but I want more than anything else, is the schematic for the ornate battle axe. That's the absolute ideal weapon for this particular build. But
Is he gone?
haven't found one.
Demon is finally gone.
It won't be long now. The Lyrium's taken him.
Why was the demon here, working with the Red Templars?
A garden needs a gardener. Nurturing gentle hands. Directing the change. Not too fast. Not too slow. Just right. Has to be just right.
I see. Perhaps Red Lyrium growing wild is of no use. Well, I may be sick.
There's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry.
Imshael. He said he could take the red out. If I said yes.
Imshael could have saved you.
He liked to watch the agony. He liked to play. We were his garden. Consent and live. Deny and be consumed. Oh, but what he wanted. No. Anything but that. I chose the red. I chose.
All right, so they plant, literally plant like in soil, the Red Lyrium in you if you don't consent to demonic possession, I guess, or influence or whatever. Then you just become soil and the Red Lyrium grows. And if you do, then you become one of these Red Templar freaks that run around zapping everybody and shooting Templar poop out of their hands and whatever else they're doing. Yep, keeps ours now. If they don't like it, it's tough. Keep still ours. Kind of cool, actually. I'll take this. Alright, but this is like a milestone. Definitely a stepping stone in the story.
Ah, your worship, welcome. I am Baron Edouard Desjardins of Leeds. I am pleased to meet you. Ambassador Montillier speaks highly of you.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
Oh, yes. Yves Montillier, Josephine's father, is an old friend. We used to hunt together. I watched her grow up, you know. Such a clever girl. She could charm wolves to dance with hares. I am gratified to see the Inquisition has not overlooked her talents.
What is your role here, Baron?
Oh, well, the ambassador entrusted me with handling the Inquisition's enterprise in the Dales. Much of our efforts are concentrated on rebuilding, eradicating threats, reopening trade routes and such. And of course, I will oversee the forging of relations with the nobles of Southern Orlais.
Any news, Baron?
Scouts report you have seen the collapsed bridge at Judicale's Crossing. We are trying to secure resources to rebuild it. Reinforcements from Skyhold will hasten this.
I shall take my leave.
All right. Give Michelle the
No
news.
sign of trouble at the moment.
It's done. The demon is dead.
It is finally over. I wish I could have heard him scream, but Sarnia is safe. It is a good day. Now I find myself free to choose a new direction. I would be honored to serve the Inquisition, if it will have me.
The Inquisition welcomes you, Michel de Chauvin.
I shall return to your outpost to await further instruction.
That's cool. He fulfilled his personal oath or vow to himself to destroy this demon, and now he's ready to move on. Yeah, we can use this dude. Seems pretty cool to me. He won't find any court intrigue with us. He can just do his thing. Go lead men to glory or greatness, or just kick ass in general. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, how about we head home? I've had enough of this snowdrift stuff. Alright, thanks for watching. That is Imshael. And we have a new keep, and we will see what other trouble we can cause somewhere else. Till then, if you want to subscribe, click that button over my head. And if you want to watch the rest of my videos, more Inquisition on top, the rest of my playlists on bottom. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.